Welcome to Reddit. I don't work here, lady. Our first story is, you think we can afford her? This happened many years ago. Think a year or two after the 2008 recession started. Setting as a retail drugstore chain, one open 24 hours a day. Despite being a big business, we're still feeling the effects of the recession. Everyone still has a job, but hours are being cut. I'm a shift supervisor working the closing, 2 to 11 p.m. shift. The overnight supervisor and cashier have arrived. I'm in the office talking to the overnight supervisor when I get a call for a manager needed up front. I leave the office to handle the situation. For context, I'm female, so is the overnight supervisor. Both cashiers are male. Once I get up front, both cashiers are ringing customers up and tell me the complaining customer left. I notice there's a line and decide to help. As I'm ringing up a customer, let's call her Jane, a middle-aged man, let's call him John, walks in and angrily tells me he needs to talk to me. I tell him no problem, let me finish with my customer. John starts anyway. John, your employee said she's going to call the police on me for having a disability placard, when I'm not disabled. John has an accent. On the surface, John does not look disabled. Me. Which one? Pointing to my cashiers. John, a woman. She said it's her job to manage disabled parking. Jane begins to giggle at this point. Me. Whoever she was. She doesn't work for us. Johnny. She said she works for you. Me. Sir, there are only two females on duty at this moment. One of them being me, the other I was talking to in the office when you asked for a manager. If you'd like, I can call her out to the front and you can see if it was her. Now the shopping center does have security guards, however last I checked they are all male. John, I want to file a complaint about her and get her fired. Jane decides to chime in. Jane, sir, we're in the middle of a recession. People are losing jobs and getting their hours cut. You really think this store has a lot of money lying around for that meaningless position? The gears in John's head finally start to turn. John, she doesn't work for you. Me, no she doesn't. John, can I kick her ass? Me, I have no say in it. John, I'm going to go kick her ass. Me, enjoy, waving goodbye. I finish ringing up Jane, who's still trying to hold back giggles. Jane, for a moment I thought, wow, you guys must be making a boatload of money to hire someone for that small job. About 15 minutes later I clock out and head to my car. John's driving his car and rolls his window down. John, she's still driving around here. They'll kick her ass. I wave by. Don't know if John ever got the chance to kick her ass that night. Well, that was interesting. Now for another great story called Not the Bouncer. This has happened more than once, but my favorite was during a large downtown event in Denver. I'm a big guy and previously been a bouncer, doorman, security at a few different venues, for extra cash. During the St. Patrick's Day parade, my wife got tickets to the judge's tent, free beer and shots of whiskey. Afterwards, very well drunk, we were wandering around hitting up different bars. My wife is inside having a drink and I'm outside by the entrance smoking a cigarette. A group of women come up, stand in front of me and hold out their IDs. I look at them confused and go to say I don't work here, and the one in front starts annoyingly shoving her ID in my face. I go into doorman mode and check all their IDs, spending time going over them all and comparing. I say they're good to go. They walk past me to the door where the actual bouncer is. He asks for their IDs. Front girl turns and points at me and says he already checked our IDs and said we were good. The bouncer looks to me, laughs and says, lady, he doesn't work here. They all turn as one and glare at me. I laugh and turn away, going back to what I was doing. People just do not listen and do think they are always right. Now for our last story, entitled, I was the well-meaning dumbass in this one. So, in my defense, I was really tired when this happened. I had just come home from a longer trip, and my fridge and pantry were empty. So I decided to hit the grocery store before laying down for a light 12-hour power nap. My chart was full, complete restock of the kitchen full. Would take a while to ring everything up. Struggling not to pass out over my chart in line for the checkout, I notice a woman behind me, wearing some kind of uniform. At first glance it looks similar enough to the one of the store we are in. She only has a couple of items. Pre-packaged sandwiches and drinks. Something in my brain goes, oh, she must be an employee going on lunch break. Better let her pass me to save her some time. I politely offer her to pass me. She shakes her head, telling me it's fine, she has time. Still completely convinced of my lunch break theory, I think. She's just trying to be polite to customers, but she only has limited break time. It's not fair. So I insist. No, really, it's okay. But I have so much stuff. and you want to go on break, right? She looks a bit confused. I gesture at her uniform. Still confused, she tells me, I just finished my shift. I can wait. Brain dead tired and so dedicated to doing a good deed, I just can't let it go. Still, you must be tired after your shift. Really, please just pass me. I shop here all the time and everyone is always so friendly and helpful, so you deserve it. That's when she hits me with the, sir, I don't work here. I turn bright red and take a closer look at the uniform. It's the one of the local rail company. Says so right on the shirt in big letters. At this point I wish she would pass me just to save me the embarrassment, but she just laughs and says she gets that all the time. I quickly pay for my stuff and head home to go to sleep. I really needed that nap.